a generic live look at freight, or is it a live look at generic freight? Huh. Oh, either way, let's go. Yes, good morning. How are you? I am fine. It is June, I almost said July, June 7th. Only, let's see, 1, 2, 3 more Fridays away from something big going on in my life. In my life, three Fridays, 3 more Fridays after this one. What I should be doing is heading up to Kansas City to see a band that's playing, but I did not plan the trip, so there you go. I want to make one real quick announcement. So let me find this, and then I will put it on the screen, and then we'll get into the comments, and then we'll do a live look at generic freight or a generic live look at freight. So we'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out. So let's see. Let's go to search. And then I want to put this on the screen. Let's see. Let's go to his community page here. All right. So let me present the screen here. I know this is so generic, dude. You are lame. YouTube's gonna strike you down. All right, so let's get that. So this is from Wheelburner's channel. I shared this on the OG community page. I haven't shared it here yet on this channel. There you go. There's we have decided to start early. You can now start donating for your spot to spin the wheel. What are you winning? The cornhole boards that Mr. B has been working so hard on has donated to the fundraiser for Forgotten Angels. Please see the pic. This is not finished result yet, as he's still working on them. Each spot is $20, unlimited spots per person. There's 1,000 spots on the wheel. If you're unsure how this works, please see the link in the example. And so get a hold of Sterling or Wheelburner. Sterling if you're American, Wheelburner if you're Canadian. Do not use super chats on our lives. Pay for the spots or they will not be counted. Right. Yeah, you don't want, whenever you do a fundraiser for somebody, you don't want that to go to super chats, because what that does is that increases the revenue to the YouTuber, and what happens is the YouTuber only gets 70% of that. So if you donate $100 to a cause, well, Google's getting 40 of it, or no, 30 of it. Math is hard. And so, anyways, all the information's here. It's on Wheelburner's community page, and there's the boards he's talking about right there. So there you go. Those look pretty cool. Mr. B is doing some good work over there. So, anywho, I just wanted to get that out of the way, share that, and it's on my OG community page, but more importantly, it's on Wheelburner's community page. So, anyways, let's go to the comments here. Not a whole lot of comments this morning. So, Steering Wheel, Mern, David Edwards, good morning. Southbound Pachyderm, what's up? Chief Freight Hauler, good morning, everyone. I hope you guys have your coffee. And as you can see, I've got my Snorelord brews. I've got that one, and I have the green labeled one. The green labeled ones are very rare. Why are they rare? Because I said they're rare on the internet. So price will increase because I just said that. Covered Wagon Geezer, what a lovely name. Howdy. Sterling 53 reefer Portland, Oregon to Valhalla. That's a good idea. I don't think that's. We'll see if that exists. We'll see if that exists. I bet you there's a Valhalla somewhere. Angel, what's up, man? I saw your Facebook post. I thought it was really good. I'm not familiar with the person you quoted, but I liked it. So I gave you a thumbs up on that. I know that you are a person that's been through trials and tribulations, and you've become stronger for it. So I appreciate you and your support. Desert Pam, good morning. Sterling says, I'm managing the donations for the Americans. Cash App Sterling Will. There you go. And then David Edwards says, seventh grade, 78. I have no idea what that means. Absolutely have zero clue, David. You might have to, hopefully you're not like accidentally thumbing something. Angel says thanks. You're welcome. Gary Cook, good Friday morning. Hope all is well. $20 gets you on the wheel of names, and you can win the cornhole boards. $500 value. Donations go to Forgotten Angels. Remind me to do that, Sterling, after this live feed, please. TKM Express LLC. Let's get this Friday going. Yes, I agree 110%. Let's go. Angel, by the way, what I also appreciate you is your positivity on the Facebooks, because there's too much negativity on the social media. Now, I've been hearing, like, especially on Instagram, that when you can have two people side by side with completely different views, which that's difficult because those people wouldn't be in the same room together. But just in case they are, their reading of comments on a political view is going to be different than reading the comments of the other person. So in other words, the algorithms are letting you see, like, especially if it's like 1,000, 2,000 comments, are letting you see the comments of the people that you side with for the most part. So just kind of keep that in mind. Social media is satanic. All right. David Edwards says, sorry, was walking and listening. Walking and listening. And you like the number 7. So I do too. Snorelord in chat, if you were going to buy a trailer, which would you buy? New van or used reefer? The problem with the used reefer is the R value goes down as it gets older, and then you have another motor to. I've seen people buy new to them used reefer and then have to dump $5,000 to $6,000 in the engine right away. I don't know what reefer freight's going to look like in the next 6 months. So I would get a slightly used van, like a 2-year-old van, with logistics posts, like really good ones, and get it a belly box for some blankets and straps and see if you can't get into a little bit more specialized. I had intended to do that with my trailer. Unfortunately, I did not invest that money because I was not seeing that in the spot market. So, but if I was at Landstar, I totally would have done that because Landstar has a lot of that kind of freight. So, but anyways, logistics, trailer with logistics abilities. So there you go. TJ Jones, what's up? Good morning. New van, used reefer is problems. Hey, Sterling just said in 3 seconds what took me 5 minutes to say. A lot of people that switch to reefer right now are like going, what have I done? And I know people that went back to van. So unless it's gonna be a good investment, cheap freight hauler, towards something direct or something that will increase your business, not just, you don't want to just change swimming pools, right? That's not, that's the only reason why I would get a different trailer is because somebody said, hey, if you get this, we can do this. But if you just want to pick from a different pool of freight, I don't know, you've survived this long without it. But I do know that older reefers tend to have problems. That's a question for DIY, really, to be honest with you. But me, I would go with the van because that's what I know. That's my wheelhouse. Learning something new with the used reefer is probably not a great idea. I almost went that route. There was a reefer for sale here that I could have gotten at a really good price. And later on, I would learn that the person that did buy it had thousands of dollars worth of stuff that they had to repair. So I was glad I didn't, because my idea was to just run freeze protect freight around here, and it did not work out. So yeah. So I'm not the greatest person to ask, to be honest with you. Buck Brown Monday Part 5, the conclusion. Old School Trucking, morning Snorelord in chat. STTN, good morning, everyone. Did you make it to your receiver? I was thinking new van with a box. I've got a broker deal that I deal with, only deals with convention loads. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do nursery next year, starting to have shoulder problems. So yes. See, maybe we are on the same wavelength here. Convention freight can pay really well. And those brokers that have that, or the companies that have that, do not trust the one and dones, that plague our lands. So, Sterling says, my dream operation would have been reefer in the winter, step deck, spring through fall, but now I'd rather find dedicated and let that dictate my purchases. There you go. That's great advice. Sterling's got great advice. I like that. There were people at Landstar that I knew that had a flatbed and a van. And the only pain in the butt for them was getting the 120-day inspections for each if they were running one or the other. So a lot of them would do the flatbed in the spring, and then towards winter they would go into the van. So StreamYard just asked me, try out experimental AI features, get help writing, organizing tabs, and creating custom themes. Oh no, that's not StreamYard. That's Chrome. No thanks. Not every pool has the exact same chlorine count. That's true. STTN says, no, waiting until 10. Next load pickup at 14:45. All righty. Old School Trucking morning. Cheap freight hauler steering wheel. Morning, Old School. Okay, so we're all talking to each other now. Anyways, let's take a look at freight. Number one, we'll put the 1, 2, 3 load board up, but we'll also put DAT up. And we'll get that logged in here. I had a call from a driver using Truck Smarter, She booked the load, but didn't know if she booked the load or not using their Book Now feature. So Google is pushing AI, don't abide. You know what's interesting is I used that Opus clips on a few videos here recently, and it just came out like utter crap. Like for every YouTube short you've seen me use Opus, I've literally had like 80 videos that I had to reject because the AI is not getting it. And it tells me what I did wrong. It said, this, like, it makes the video, right? It makes a little clip, and then it goes, this video does not engage in the beginning and therefore will struggle, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, you're the one who made it, man. You're the one who made it. And you're telling me that it sucks. But you made it, right? Makes you wonder, don't it? Yes, and don't call me donut. Sterling says Google is pushing AI, don't abide. Yeah, they want you to pay for it, though, right? Anyways, let's add to stage here. Here we go. This is the DAT, and of course, we got the 1234065 for my code to get 30 days for free to check out all the awesome tools. But we want to give equal opportunity to DAT, primarily for their hot market map or list. They don't give me a map because I don't pay the $200 a month. But we do get a list, which is handy. So Alabama looks good. Arkansas looks good. Arizona is 340 in, 827 out. That's really good. California is doing pretty good. They need to pay a little bit better coming out of California, though. And I know why they don't, but we won't get into that. Florida, 1237 in, 981 out. So your Florida rates are going to go down a little bit. 1125 going into Georgia, 1982 out. So that's calming down a little bit. That's cooling down a little bit, but still. Illinois, 1155 in, 768 out. So Illinois is going to be a struggle. Indiana is going to be a struggle. Kansas is even, I guess. I won't go through every state. That would be redundant. Missouri, 485 in, 339 out. So you could definitely see it in the short market here. Let's see. Stay out of North Dakota, Nebraska. Nebraska's not great. I almost sent a truck there. And I was like, nah, better look in the market before I go in there. And sure enough, it's like, no. So we didn't do it, which is why they were paying really good to go in there. So mention that. Jersey, 658 in, 600 out. So Jersey's going to be worse than normal. A lot of times there's more out than in Jersey, but guess what? They don't want to pay you anyways. Ohio, 1140 in, 668 out. Oklahoma's a desert. South Carolina, 386 in, 969 out. Texas, 2775 in, 3440 out. And usually this time of day is when you're going to have the biggest numbers. 568 in, 465 out in Wisconsin. Washington is only 546 in and 207 out. A lot of stuff going in Washington is usually covered by other carriers. Not going on the low boards, so that's why. Let's see. Georgia is terrible. I wouldn't come here. Yeah, don't go to Georgia, right? 53 reefer Salinas to Chicago. We can do that. On a 53 flat spread, does the rear axle slide forward to be legal in California, or does the entire spread move? I'm not familiar with a splat. I'm not familiar. I am familiar with splat, but I am not familiar with the 53-foot flat spread. I know that some are fixed, some aren't. So that's I have no idea. No idea. So I try not to answer questions that I don't know anything about. That might be a flatbedder question, and I'm sure there's somebody in here. Salinas, California. I knew what you meant. I know you didn't want to go to Kansas. Rear axle slides forward for Cali legal. There you go. Mrs. A is actually in the house. She came home late yesterday afternoon. TKM says, thanks, Sterling. Old School says, I'm sitting in Valdosta, Georgia. I had to come here to get an empty trailer. Well, I've been there a time or two. Reaxial should slide forward to close the spread. Some have fixed spread that are Cali legal, but have a lot of overhang from rear axle to bumper. There you go. Good old California causing problems, right? Angel says 53 flatbed must be closed, not open. Shannon, very excitedly, saying, "Woohoo! Good morning, everyone." Viking Brew. Yes, she is. She is drinking the green label. Whoops, I got to get in front of the camera. The green label. She loves green labels. Here, I'll put that out for her. She likes the shirt too. All right. So let's go to Sterling's loads here first. Let's see. He wanted 53 reefer going to California. Salinas, California, Chicago. So create new search. Salinas, California. Going to Chicago. Chicago, Ill. Let's put any date in here. Let's put the next. We'll do the next week. Do. And let's get rid of this step deck. As well you should. Reefer. Wank. Brewing the Green Viking. One now. LOL. There you go. TJ. Green Label. Mountain Dew. Surge. Cheap freight hauler. Surge. My hometown, old school, but I ain't there right now. If you mix both coffees from Snorelord, the netherworld night sky begins to storm above you. I like it. I've actually did that. So normally we drink the Costco Kirkland brand, and when it gets down to like a little bit, and I've got like 3 or 4 open bags, like the other day I had like I've actually done that. I didn't see the netherworld night sky, but it wasn't like a big ratio, so that might have been part of it. But that's true. That might be true. I don't want to claim anything that does or doesn't happen. So, old school's waiting on a load assignment. All right, so hit search. Let's see what we got going on for Sterling. Sterling wants to buy a used reefer and head out to Chicago because he likes self-abuse. All right, here we go. Salinas, California to Streamwood, Illinois. That's the highest paying thing, is it? Yes. Well, actually, let's sort this by highest. Doesn't matter. There's only like eight. There's not a whole lot of loads here. So, looks like, yeah, Salinas to Streamwood, Illinois, which is only 27 miles from the lovely city of Chicago. Speaking of California, I saw a video. There was a dude in Riverside that literally was on the side of the road on a major, intersection. It just started randomly shooting people. He killed one person, injured about 10 others. He got, by some miracle, he got arrested, not hunted. And he got charged for one murder and 10 other counts of attempted murder. Like, dude just lost his marbles. All right, so Direct Connect's got this. They're at 5,300. Cargo Chief's got it at 49, so they're starting to give a little bit more to come out of California. There's the email. Now, notice it says Team 4 at directconnectlogistics.com. And that's a little bit, I've never noticed that they spell logistics with an X. Huh. That could easily be like faked. Like someone actually spells it correctly and you think it's legit. So audibly you go, yeah, directconnectslogistics.com. So their poor brokers have to go, yeah, it's spelled Direct Connect Logistics, but with an X. They probably have to tell that to every single person that knows how to spell. So, anyways, there's your reference number. They're about 58% above my cost per day, 5,300, 241 a mile. It's been as high as 247 and as low as 201. So they're putting a little bit of money on this. No multiple stops listed or anything. So, and then that's been on there for 8 hours. So a lot of these are all older postings, probably from last night that they posted. And then you got Lemoore, California to Belgium, Wisconsin. They're at 207 a mile. Normal rate is 223. So they want you to quote it. And then you got Sacramento to Morris, Illinois, which is going to be Costco. So it's not popping up. There it is. It's being slow. It's still above my cost per day, but again, my costs aren't for reefer. Frozen pizza dough. Go to Costco and make some pizza. So, all right. So there's your, that's not a good lane there, Sterling. All right. So DIY semi. Good morning. If you guys missed it, Wednesday's show had DIY towards the last hour. Loads to Chicago always have good contraband rates. DIY saying hi to Buck. Maybe better to go Salinas to Arizona than to the Midwest. Well, let's do that. Let's do that. So we've got Salinas to Chicago, and then we got let's create a new search here. So we'll do Salinas, California to Phoenix, Arizona. All right. And let's put the same days here. All right. Oh, no loads available. That's a tough lane, buddy. That's a tough lane. So let's do any date. Still won't do nothing. So we got to expand our radius. Yeah, we got to expand our radius. So there's Bakersfield to Maricopa for 270 a mile. So 1,400 now. What you do is create new search, and now we're going to do. Oh wait, we had that for step deck. Let's go to reefer. That's why there wasn't any freight. I thought that was odd. Now we got some loads. All right, so we got Santa Maria to Casa Grande, 297 a mile, 1,750. So let's say we get this load, right? And then let's look at Phoenix to Chicago. Do. For reefer, there we go. Search. So, that's where it crashes. That's where it crashes. So, yeah, that doesn't make sense because you might get 35. And so you get the 35 to Milwaukee. So plus 35 plus 1,750. So let's get my calculator out because math is hard. We're only going by posted rates here or the cargo chief. So 3,500 plus 1750 because I'm a horrible negotiator. So that's the rate we're going to go. That's 52.50. Whereas Salinas to Chicago is 5,300. So you're $50 better to just go direct. But you see what he did there, though. He two-stepped it. It's like, hey, I need to go to Chicago. We can either do one shot or two shot. So, for example, if I got a truck up in the Northeast, which happens, and they need to get to Phoenix, what I do is we two-step it. Or sometimes three-step. We go from the Northeast to Ohio, Ohio to Missouri, Missouri to Phoenix. And you're usually not, you're going to run that route anyways. And you'll make more money that way. Or we would do Northeast Ohio, Ohio to Chicago, Chicago to Phoenix. Because the driver had to be in Phoenix. You know, I had a really good driver with the new driver that we have. A really good conversation with the new driver that we have, and he's ready to go. He's ready to play. He's ready to make some money, and hopefully we will. We will. I say hopefully we will. So, 53 Riverside to Dallas. So we go back to find loads here. New search. Riverside to Dallas. He wants to go see the Cowboys play. Search. So your highest paying load is 3750. Go to North Lake, Texas, which is 32 miles from Dallas. Fox Logistics. That's a little low. Let me take a look at this here. Yeah, outbound Phoenix is usually not great. It's tough trying to set up a dedicated thing out of Phoenix. Or, because if you go into Phoenix and then there's nothing there from the dedicated, then you're kind of stuck. And so your shortest route out of Phoenix to go back east is probably going to go to Texas. Like if at Landstar went out to Phoenix a couple of times, and I would always shoot for about Dallas. So just to minimize, and Landstar freight was a little bit different. I got okay money to come out of Phoenix with Landstar. But it was tough going out there because, a lot of times they're not paying to go into Phoenix. So Phoenix has got a weird thing going on right now. Let's see. They're at 37.50. Cargo Chiefs got it at 34, so they got some money on this. So I was wrong. It's been as high as 41.08 or 41.01 and been as low as 32. So there's a $1,000 difference almost. Palletized frozen seafood. Can't be late. 6 p.m. Appointment 6 p.m. Check-in hour early. Can't be late. So it's a late pickup. So, but yeah, that's probably your best option there. Oh, this one just got posted. Compton. KLM's got a load here. I haven't really seen a whole lot of their freight on the boards. 127% above cost per day, so they're going by the highest rate there though. So look, there's been $1,000 difference on these. So that just shows you how volatile this market can be, right? You're seeing some volatility there. Fate Trucking, good morning. T-Bone, good morning. Jerome, good morning. It will be when we're twins on the 20th. It will be when we're twins on the 22nd. Oh yeah, June 22nd is when the wheel burner event's going on for Fallen Angels. Speaking of Fallen Angels, I was talking to my friend Next Gen, and he was trying to. It's like, man, I need. You should probably interview the dude from Fallen Angels. I'm like, that's probably a job for wheel burner. I guess the moto vlogs guys are big with Fallen Angels. My suggestions are for trying to make money over the weekend. California and Midwest used to serve me well. Yep. So let's so what we can do is, here's the other thing we can do. So we go to market rates. This simplifies the searches, right? So let's do Salinas, California, to, let's say, Joplin, Missouri. Come visit me and flip me off or whatever. Let's see. Let's switch this to reefer. Get rate. All right. 4254 is based off of 49 reports. AI's got it at 3989 to 4716. And then CargoSeek's got it at 42. So we're going to settle probably about 42 to 44. But look, there's 0 loads going to Joplin. And there's 0 loads coming out of Joplin going back to California. So if there were loads here, that would be pretty good. So let's do Chicago. That puts you in the Wisconsin market as well, 54.54. So that's a better paying lane, right? Now let's do Dallas, Texas. I love this tool. 4406. There's 2 loads. What do we see in Chicago? I forgot to look here. Remember, this is a generic look at freight or a look at generic freight. You decide. Okay, there's 2 loads to Chicago. So let's do Northeast. Let's do Columbus. Let's see what Columbus is doing. We're getting a little bit higher, 58.43. There's 7 loads. So I just did that. Let's do Monroe Township. Let's go to Costco, see what that will do for us. There's 20 loads going to New Jersey. Look at that, 77.56. Based off of basically 3,000 miles. You're looking at only $151 in tolls if you're going from Salinas to New Jersey. So that's not bad. Way above Cargo Chief right now. That's interesting. That's based off 102 reports. So, but yeah, there's 20 loads. Now let's do Atlanta. Because not only are you checking the market rates, but you're also checking the volumes. They got 0 loads going to Atlanta and 0 loads from Atlanta going back to California, Salinas, California. But to anywhere there's 70, so that's part of that. There's a lower count coming out of Salinas. I don't know what the radius they're using on this. I'll have to ask Lauren. But yeah, so out of all these markets, it looks like Columbus is your best bet. So Urban Network, food grade tanker, what you got on spot? Nothing, probably. But we could check it out. Let's see. Let's do trailer type. Tanker. You just want to see all that red, Urban Network. If you're in Illinois and Ohio, you're all right. There's 1 outbound in Illinois and 2 outbound in Ohio. Not a whole lot of food grade tanker get pushed on the spot market, as you could see. Forgotten Angels. Did I say it wrong? I apologize. I say a lot of things wrong. So, I apologize if I said the wrong things. Forgotten Angels. All right, so, yeah. So, what's this mean? It means that there's probably no generic tank freight. Let's take a look at this Illinois one. Let's see what that's about. That one load in Illinois. Let's see what it's doing. And, it's not going to have any market rates. It might. Wow. But it's a van, so it's tanker endorsement. Cooking oil. Food grade trailer, tanker endorsement required. So, yeah, it's not even a food grade tanker load. Epps is shooting in the dark on these. So let's look at Ohio. Let's see the 2 loads in Ohio. Epps. So we already know that they're lying. So let's go to Manco. $14 IBC totes non-has. So yeah, it's a dry van load. So in other words, there's no tank freight on the spot market. There's tanker endorsed freight, but yeah, so there you go. I'll just leave it on that to freak people out. 48-step Medford, Wisconsin to any. I've actually booked a load for that. Let's see. Find loads. Create new search. Somebody's laughing at something out here. Medford, Oregon, Medford, Wisconsin, to anywhere for step deck. Apply. And then we'll keep the link there. Wheel burner. Good morning. I pushed your community thing in the beginning of this video, so, and then I shared it on the OG channel, so, and I probably mispronounced the name wrong, so. A lot of freight coming out. Let's see what the highest sort by highest rate. Oh, it already is. So, cat. Let's do highest rate per mile. Let's do that instead. Did it back. Oh, I guess that's why. So, South Dakota, Kansas City. You got Wisconsin, Kansas City for 303 a mile, 1265. So that's a good rate, isn't it? Let's take a look at that. See what the backhaul situation looks like. Not bad. Flatbed step deck, 47 feet. So that fits under 48, right? 47 feet. All right. Lakeville to Harrison, Arkansas. They're not even breaking $2 a mile on this one. So there's that. Man, they don't want to pay to go to Arkansas. That's interesting. Out of Minnesota. It's lumber. You got to tarp it. So get this. This is why I hope there's a certain driver watching this. So 48 foot, 48,000 pounds. It's lumber. Okay, so you got to tarp it. And The highest it's ever paid was $2.38. That's been the max. $2.30 a mile, 15.64. Now this is it's borderline 1 day run, depending on how long it takes you to tarp it and all that. This is not a good load. Even though it's above my cost per day, I don't think I would find something easier for that rate. A lot of short haul stuff in the area. So if we go the highest, let's go by the highest. Well, that is the highest rate. So, well, not a great market unless you're running short. Even though there's a lot of loads here, all of it's short. Like here we go, Maple Grove, Minnesota, Franklin, Wisconsin, $1.58, $575. There's a lot of people that left van thinking that they were going to make more money in flatbed. And guess what? You're not. You might be if you're doing specialized. You might be if you're doing equipment. You might be if you're staying off the low boards. But the market's been saturated because everybody switched over. And now they're getting DOT'd to death because no one knows how to tie anything down because they're not getting the proper training. You're welcome, Wilburner. There we go. Sterling's got a link up there for the post. All right. So, anyways, let's go back to load availability. Let's put this on step deck only. Let's see what pops up here. All right, so let's take a look. See, Minnesota's green here. Texas is green. Of course, you got the southeast. Low counts are going down. Well, this is step deck only. Never mind. I'm not sure. So let's do this here. So let's look this up. Try not to sneeze. Now, this is DAT Trends. You don't need a DAT subscription for this. This is free online. All right, so look at flatbed spot rates. They're up a little bit, so that's good. For the month, they're up, but for the year, they're down. And when you see flatbed load to truck ratio, it's up 8%, but it's down for the month, and it's up 16% for the year. For a while, this was at 75% lower because so many trucks had entered the market. So, but it is spring. It is the peak time for flatbed and step deck. So, let's take a look at reefer here. Reefer load the truck. All right. Reefer spot rates are down. See, even though reefer load truck went up, the rates went down. Up for the month, but down for the year. So that shows me a stagnant, pretty much market right there. Now look at van load the truck, up 14% for the week, up 24% for the month, and up 32% for the year. So that means from May to May, van freight has increased by 32%. So that's good. That's a good trend right there. But there's still too many trucks. That's why you're not going to see a whole lot of change. I have seen rates come up a little bit. So open deck is best in the southeast. That is correct. Oversized what's up, flatbed? Angel says if you're running OTR with with a flatbed, I agree, but the key is to stay in the southeast region. It can run well above $3 a mile. I agree with that. I mean, you see it right here. There are just as many loads outbound in Georgia as there are in Texas. Look at that, 240. Actually, there's more. So let's take a look at Georgia. And let's sort this by highest rate per mile. We have a driver who's a flatbedder that literally does 2 or 3 of these loads a day. And he's doing really well. I don't believe it's tarped. He does have to strap down, of course, but 2 loads a day, 2 to 3 loads a day, and he's making money, man. He's doing good. All the stuff that, like this little short stuff here that no one's touching, he'll do that. I'm talking like 40 miles loaded. So this is all. So your short game is a possibility out of this area. And like I said, we haven't seen anything under $3 a mile, right? So let's sort this by the highest rate. See where the long haul stuff's going. That takes you out of the area, right? Rate per mile definitely goes down. Obviously, it always does for long haul. So we're barely breaking $2 a mile to go. Oh, where's this one going? St. Johnsonville, New York. 48 foot, 48,000, lumber. Lumber. There we go. You can visit me. Villa Rica, Georgia to Strafford, Missouri. 283 mile. Not a bad rate. 92% above my cost per day. Step deck load ramps. So this is equipment. Forklift and a truck. There you go. Yep, they don't want a one and done carry for this, so see what their credit score is. 85 credit score, and they are not pre-approved by Thunder. So you would have to, you want to look at Thunder to see. But they don't have the pre-approved status on here. So definitely check their credit with a credit checking service. I believe DIY knows one. If you don't factor. Even if you do factor, it's a good resource. Then the rest of this is like $1.53 a mile. So why would you want to leave the Southeast, especially if you live there? Because it's just going to put you in a bad situation. Like here we go. Hazelhurst, Georgia to Topeka, Indiana. $5 below cost per day. Cargo Chief's got this at $1,600. The rate checks are way above that, so there's definitely some volatility. Of course, it's lumber. So let's take a look at the backhauls. So if we do Topeka back Georgia, there's only one load. That's Delta, Ohio to Topeka, Indiana. Sorry, Douglas, Georgia, $213 a mile. So they're paying better to go back, but certainly makes a good point here. Daily rate can plummet with flatbed very quickly. Tarp and securement will slow you down. Yep. Yeah, I would think that the tarping would definitely be the part that slows you down on the daily rate. And so what you can do is you can go back to your search here. And let's do Atlanta, Georgia to 150-mile radius to Atlanta, Georgia. And what we're going to do is put this at 500. And we can get all of our short haul stuff. Yep, it's already in step deck, so apply. Let's add Flatbed to this. You got Birmingham to Elkwood, 491 miles from Atlanta. So you're within that 500-mile range, 670 miles, $2,500, $328 a mile. Now, if you're doing open window to open window, you can definitely pick up something and go right back. I still see the route of making about $1,100 to $1,200 a day if you're running southeast, as you could see. Yeah, so I mean, these are the daily quote unquote rates that you want to look at. Now let's take a look at this Virginia. We don't know how many loads are coming out of Virginia, so let's look at that. Step deck and flatbed are not my forte. I did dispatch a couple of them sporadically. Flatbed tarps, 46,000 pounds. Let's see what the backhaul looks like. Wow. There's 6 going right back to Birmingham, and there's quite a few. Elkwood, Virginia, going anywhere, 307. Let's see what the rates look like going back to Birmingham. Definitely backhaul rates, but here you got Hanover, PA, which is 101 miles from Virginia, paying $1,400 to go back to Atlanta. So not the best back market. The further out you get, obviously. Palletized stone, so it's going to be heavy. But there you go. If you get this done, so 1,400 plus, what was the other one? 1,400 plus 2,200 if you're doing it for post rate because you don't know how to negotiate. Technically, you can probably pick this up Monday, deliver Tuesday, pick up Tuesday, and deliver Wednesday back to Atlanta. So that puts you at, let's see what the amount is. 22 plus 14. Is 3,600 divided by 3 days. That's 1,200 a day. There you go. That's what I said. Right? Now, obviously, these ones going to Florida are paying better, but what are you going to get coming out? So you got $1,800 to go to Fort Myers out of Commerce, Georgia. Plywood, so more likely it's got to be tarped. Yeah, 8-foot tarp. So, but then the backhaul, there's 23 going right back to Commerce. Let's see what that is. So, what was the amount here? 1,891. Let's round it up to 1,900. So 1,900 plus. Let's grab one of these. Let's sort this by highest rate. $1,000. So you're at 2,900 for 3 days because it's 653 miles. So 29 divided by 3, not as good. Not as good because of the backhaul rate, right? That puts you at $966 a day. So I would go to Virginia because you're going to get a little bit more coming out there. If you're going by posted rates. Now they're a little low. So let's see what Cargo Chief, because if we can get that 29 up a couple A couple more. But still, I don't think we're going to reach 36. Yeah, their highest is 13, so it's machinery, so you probably wouldn't have to tarp it. But that's pretty deep in Florida. Yeah, and that's the best paying thing on there. So obviously the one to Virginia would be a better option, even though there's less loads coming outbound. So if Alpha says good morning, heading back to the Midwest from the PNW. Good on you, man. Probably getting punched in the face while doing it, right? Unless you got something going on. You're not doing generic freight. But all right, guys and gals, we have been at this for an hour. I got to make a couple of phone calls. I got to answer a couple of emails. 48065 if you want to try out the 123 low board. Make sure you stay tuned to Will Burner Express for what he's got going on June 22nd. So good cause there. For Forgotten Angels. I probably said Fallen Angels is what I said, but Forgotten Angels. So all the information is on. If you watch the replay, it will. You'll see. I'll share the post. Sterling shared the post. You can share it again. Anyways, that's it. So hope you guys have a good week or had a good week. I hope that you have a good weekend. If you're home, enjoy it. Be present. Enjoy your time off. If you are working, enjoy it. Be present. Hope you're profiting. With that being said, strength for today, hope for tomorrow, and we shall do the outro video so you can bang your head against things and hurt yourself. Later.